Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited today to be speaking with Kaylee, one of my beloved, phenomenal clients from the Abundance Immersion Program. Kaylee Opatic is a sustainability specialist and speaker on this topic. Kaylee, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Darling, I would love for you to share your journey inside inside working with me in my program. Where were you at when you first came across my work? What was going on for you in your life?
Sure. Yeah. So I had discovered you in general from another podcast from Krista Ritma called the Authentic Audience Podcast, which ironically is the only podcast I listened to. It was the only one I'd been listening to at the time. And I had just really been in a stage of deep spiritual growth, but not knowing what that was, and kind of the dark night of the soul, as they call it. I knew I had to do some sort of work. I was using all sorts of modalities, trying to kind of claw my way out of all of my preconceived notions, basically. And I heard your voice on the podcast, and I was like, this is very intriguing to me. Her voice is calling to me for some reason. It was really interesting. And so then I listened, and my whole life, I've been interested in exploring my unconscious mind and my subconscious. And my great grandma actually had not left her home from like the age of 23 until she passed away in her late 80s. And all she did was sit in her kitchen and smoke cigarettes, talk to Jehovah's Witnesses that came to her door. And she had a bunch of like philosophical, biblical, and subconscious, unconscious books. And when she passed away, my grandma gave those to me. And so it's just been deeply integrated, something that I wanted to do, didn't really understand it. Heard you talking about hypnosis and exploring your unconscious desires. And I was like, yes, this is the woman I need to talk to. So yeah, I was very organically drawn to you. And where I was when I had started, I talked to you, and we had talked about, ways to move forward. And you told me about the Abundance Immersion Program, and then the 5-day Rapid Abundance program that you were running. And I had kind of sat on it for a while. And about a month later, I was like, I'm going to join this 5-day Rapid Abundance to see what happens. And it was exactly what I needed. At that point, I had already committed to it, but I did not want to do the work. When I started the 5-day Rapid Abundance, I was at a very low point. Like, I feel like I looked like trash. I felt like trash. And I was living totally out of alignment. I wasn't eating healthy foods that I knew were good for me. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was in my head a lot, and I didn't know what my soul connection was anymore. I had totally lost it from years and years of abuse and living out of just survival mode. So that's where I was when I met you and your work.
I hear you, Angel. And I mean, no judgment to that version of Kaylee, because that version of Kaylee invested in this version of Kaylee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
No more.
Amen. Good. So tell me a little bit about some of the shifts and some of the bits that came up for you when you joined the Abundance Immersion Program. What were some of your biggest takeaways, breakthroughs, challenges?
Yeah, I think, bless you. I think the first breakthrough was just joining, right? Like proving to myself that I was worth spending money on, and investing in myself, and saying, this isn't investing in a business. This isn't investing in an opportunity to get money back necessarily. This isn't investing in something directly for my family. And as a mother and a, former part-time martyr, like, that's huge, right? Like, I'll do it for them, but not for me.
Yes.
Type thing. So that was the first breakthrough, I think, was sitting through the free 5-day Rapid Abundance, and then going, yeah, my breakthrough is I'm going to invest in myself, and it's going to be worth it, because guess what? I am loved, right? Like I am loved and I am worth spending that money. And so that was huge to begin with. And then during the program, I mean, it was breakthrough after breakthrough. One of the most powerful breakthroughs I think I had was on money blocks, right? And so I didn't really understand that there was a connection to my heart and my money, and just understanding like when I felt tight, and I felt tight in money, and I also felt tight in, just my body, right? And when I was able to just start loving, and you kind of, opened up that connection between like loving and money, then, I got my bonus at work for my 9 to 5. And then, I got some opportunities in my own business, and I kind of like, it was just like, oh, floop, 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 and then I just relaxed about it, and it wasn't a big deal anymore, and no matter what happens, with money, I felt safe and secure and okay. And that was a huge breakthrough for me. And of course,
and I mean, as well, in the work that I do, it's like when there's a money block, there's a love block, and both of those are a receptivity block. So we're talking about not being receptive to self, right? Higher self. When you connect those three, you're working on them simultaneously. So where you unblock yourself in one area, you're actually becoming more receptive in all these areas.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned that, because it's hard to remember all of the breakthroughs that I've had, but the higher self connection in general, I didn't know what that was before I had joined the Abundance Immersion program. Like I've heard of the term higher self, but didn't actually like connect with it myself. And on the first try in the Abundance Immersion program, I had connected with my higher self, and I was like, this is cool. This is really neat. And that has meant everything to me. At the end of the day, like you always say, the truth speaks once and lies need repeating, right? It's your higher self connection of when I get into kind of fight or flight mode, I get to come back to that as a tool, right? And I get to say, there's this beautiful part of me, however you want to explain it, that only wants what's best for me and knows how to tell me that. And like, I have that connection now. She shows me physically. I can hear her, in one way or another. And like, that is huge. That's been a huge tool, just navigating through my life in general. And I've made, I've made connections with like spirit guides on like my first try within the Abundance Immersion program. And that has been such an integral tool in my life. And it takes away kind of all of the fuzziness of the other modalities that I had been using before. And it just narrowed it all down to, it can be simple. Life can be simple. Your progression can be simple. You already know the answers are already inside you. Turn your eyes inward. Turn them inward, turn them inward, turn them inward, and I was looking outward, was looking to and obviously I still love natural remedies, and I still love yoga and meditation, but really the best modality, I think, and breakthrough that came with me was that connection to higher self, and to just say, you don't need evidence from the outside world. Like a lot of times I feel like we say, hey, can you show me a sign that the way I'm feeling is valid? And this program told me, like, that is the sign. You feel it, that's the sign, and that's more powerful than anything else. And so now trusting that and taking that
everywhere when you were talking about that. I mean, higher self is source connection. It's your connection to God. That is your God self. Right. So when we can tune into that, it's God speaking to us and through us all the time. Like, what is more loving than that? What is more pure than that? And the fact that you have desires are, Source's way, God's way of showing you what you're capable of, what your potential is. It's your reminder. And Absolutely. We're so disconnected from self that we're looking externally for our purpose, when really your purpose lives inside you.
Absolutely.
Love that, Angel. What has been like your favorite parts of the immersion program?
Honestly, I think my favorite part is kind of the ad hoc master classes. They're always perfectly timed and they're always fun in some aspect or another. I remember I really, really enjoyed, it was a full moon. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was full moon dance ceremony where we like were encouraged to
dance. Yeah.
Yes, ecstatic dance, go into a dark room, put on like a blindfold, put on your earphones and just listen to the music. And I tell you, like it tapped into some deep levels of Kaylee. I was like, this is me. I love this so much. And it just was exactly what I needed. No, like where else would you be encouraged to do something like that? You know, you wouldn't, you know, I mean, my body longs for movement and music and integration and just that sort of support, you know, where I can share that experience with others too. But I didn't have any way to get to that. And so I really love the master classes that you added in there that were, you know, that one in particular, but really all of them, because they all did the same thing. They're like, this is what I need right now. How the heck did you know? This
Are
is
you
amazing.
in my mind?
That's integrated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love the master classes as well. And I love bringing other guest teachers and speakers, as well as continuously adding, you know, from my own kind of like pool of things that I've experienced that I'm like, I need to share this and I need to make this available to more people. I love that you've shared that. Thank you. And that you are also one of the people that have contributed to those amazing master classes too. Thank you, Angel. What would you say to a woman who is or a man, someone who is on the fence about investing in themselves and about taking a leap like this if it's new to them or if it's unfamiliar to them?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, you have to go a few levels deeper within yourself and realize it's not that you're afraid of spending the money. It's very, very clearly that you feel that you are not worth it. And so, yeah, I mean, like I had said before, I felt that, you know, my daughter was worth spending anything on, right? Like when my family members are sick or when they're not sick, you know, like I will drop any amount of money or time on them. This is money and time, you know, and it's for you, and nobody can give this to you but yourself. Amen. You have to make the decision that you're going to spend the time on yourself, and I promise you won't regret it. I promise you it will. If you, just like with anything, if you half-ass it, you're going to get half-ass results, right? Like at the end of the day, you can't, I hate when people are like, oh yeah, I bought that and it didn't work at all. And I'm like, well, did you use it according to its item like description, or did you just like do something else? Oh no, I didn't do everything it said. Okay, well then you can't say it didn't work, right? And so even if you half-ass this program, I feel like you'd still get way more than your money's worth, because at the end of the day, it's about your heart and your soul and your connection to not only yourself, but God, the universe, everybody and everything, right? And at the end of the day, we are connected beings. We want that connection. We long for that connection. And if you're lonely in any way, shape, or form, this will help you feel connected, not only in the community, but just, you know, that you're connected to something greater. You know, we did like some of the ancestral work. It just, you know, there's just, it reaffirms over and over and over again, you're connected, you're connected, you're connected. And you're worth finding that out about. Yes. Like you're worth that money, you're worth that time.
Yes, exactly. And it has like a ripple effect. I mean, look at you, like you invested in yourself, you became more receptive. And then the ripple effect was, oh shit, I got a bonus at work, right? Like totally unrelated in inverted commas, and yet totally
even though it was immediate. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Kaylee. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and so proud of like your evolution, but I'm also really excited about how this will continue to unfold for you. I mean, you're literally just at the precipice of what, you know, Kaylee's identity and Kaylee's space and role in the world is as you unfold more and more.
Yeah, thank you. I love it. I feel like this program helps us integrate. Like, it's almost, I feel like I'm going back to myself, but then I also feel like I'm up leveling, you know. It's like, okay, returning to origin and now building from that spot, instead of trying to like muck through all the clutter that I've created in my 30 years. Like, no, let's go back to origin. This is who you are. This is what you love, you know, and then let's build from there. And so absolutely, this is a long time relationship between myself and the circle of light. So,
oh, love it. I love you, Angel. Thank you.
I love you. Thank you.